Hello guys, in today's video obviously we are going to talk about speaking tips and tricks. As I promised you guys in my first video that I'll bring you helpful tips and tricks regarding Ielts speaking. So today we are going to talk about that. Obviously there are few methods and few ways to improve your speaking skills. So as we all know, Ielts speaking has three different sections. Section 1 is obviously introduction, which is all about just basic information regarding you. So examiner, might ask about your hometown, might ask about your favorite color, might ask about your favorite food, just to get to know you a bit more, get to know you a little better. And then obviously section 2 is all about cue cards, where examiner will give you one cue card to prepare, and obviously gives you 1 minute to write your cue card, to prepare your cue card, and then obviously you have to speak that cue card for 2 minutes. Sometimes they might stop you a little earlier, but the average time is somewhere between 140 to 2 minutes. And last one, like section 3 we talk about is follow-ups, which is normally sometimes can be regarding the cue card, or sometimes can be completely different. It's all depends on the examiner, obviously. So we'll obviously talk about how you guys can improve your level, how obviously if at the moment you're only getting 5.5 bands in speaking, how you can take that to 6.5, 7, even 7.5. So there are several ways you guys can improve your speaking skills. So as we all know, your speaking test is normally judged on 4 different things. Obviously vocabulary is number 1, number 2 is pronunciation, number 3 is grammar, number 4 is your fluency, obviously. So you have to be good in all 4 in order to make sure that you achieve really high bands. So you have to make sure each of those 4s you kind of master before going to the real exam. So how you guys can do that? Obviously that's the big question. So obviously there are several ways. So most of you guys obviously are going to the institutes anyways to improve your overall skills. But normally at the institutes, they do focus a lot on listening, they do focus a lot on reading and writing, but not so much on speaking. So you barely get any time for speaking at the institutes. Most of the institutes you get barely any time for speaking. So you might get 10 to 15 minutes a day. Sometimes a lot of students don't even get that, let's be honest. Which is not enough for you to be taking your speaking skills to the level where you can achieve really high bands. So obviously you guys need more practice than that. So you guys can practice at home. There are several methods or several ways to do that. Obviously you guys can start reading English newspaper, which will improve your obviously reading as well as your speaking. But you have to do that on a regular basis. Pretty much every day you have to read the English newspaper, listen to the English news. Now you don't have to buy the newspaper. You can just go on Google and type today's English newspaper, and then you'll normally get that from Google anyways. And also the news as well. If you go to YouTube or even Google, if you type English news, latest English news, so try to once you start watching English news, try to watch it with subtitles at the beginning, because obviously at the beginning it can be a little harder to understand sometimes certain words when they speak, because they sometimes speak really fast. So subtitles can help a lot at the beginning. So once you obviously becomes really good at it, then obviously you can start watching without subtitles. And another method is try to watch English movies with subtitles again, because then with the movies, some students obviously tells me that watching news or watching stuff in English on YouTube is a little boring. But if you guys are watching obviously movies and stuff, then you also get entertained as well, so then it's not boring anymore, obviously. So these are obviously 2-3 methods. And also try to if you have friends in your class at the institute, so try to talk to them in English. When you're talking to them, try to talk to them in English always, please. So that's another method. You guys can improve your confidence, and you guys can improve your vocabulary, obviously your fluency. Try to correct each other as well. So if you think your friend is using wrong grammar or speaking something wrong, then try to correct them right there too. So that can help as well. That's how you guys can gain confidence. So the way how we speak Punjabi at home with our parents or our friends, that's the level you have to get to in terms of speaking in English, where you be so comfortable talking to anyone in English. Once you get to that level, then obviously it'd be really easy for you guys to achieve really high bands in your speaking. So these are obviously quite a few methods I told you already. But in terms of improving your grammar, there are obviously few apps available on your phones and stuff, where you can make sure the grammar you're speaking is kind of correct. You're not using any wrong grammar. And obviously you can use grammar books as well. So grammar is really, really important, because a lot of students at the beginning, what they do, they make a lot of grammar mistakes. Yeah. So you guys have to, when you listening to the question, even at the institute or in the exam, so try to listen it to the question really carefully, and then try to if the question is in present, then most of the times the answer has to be in present as well. Yeah, that's where a lot of students make grammar mistakes. So the question is in the question the teacher asking you is in sometimes past, but your answer is all in present. That's how you get negative marking. So you have to listen to the question really carefully and then answer according to the question as well. So just make sure on that. Also you have to improve your fluency. Obviously how you can improve your fluency is practice. You have to practice speaking every day. Yeah, try to speak in front of the mirror with yourself at home. Whenever you free at home, you're doing nothing at all, just stand in front of the mirror. Try to talk to yourself in English. Try to revisit your day. What have you done all day? Starting from the morning till the evening. Just try to revisit your whole day and talk to yourself in English. That's how you guys can obviously improve your flow. That doesn't come overnight. Obviously it can take few months. So nothing comes overnight, there's no magic pill, let's be honest. So everything takes long time. So you just have to believe in yourself, have the confidence, have the passion as well. So you can't force yourself to learn something. You just need to have that fire inside you, like I want to do something. That's what you need, obviously. So if you guys not interested in going overseas, but your parents are forcing you to do that, then that's not really a good method, to be honest, to become really good in IELTS or speaking or listening or whatever, because then obviously you are forcing yourself, because you don't want to go, but because of your parents you are forcing yourself. Yeah, so you need to have that passion inside you, and then you need to have really good work ethics. You need to um, have obviously you have to like spare a little bit time for yourself whenever you're at home, rather than just scrolling on the phone through social media and stuff. Just try to focus like on your obviously IELTS. Just keep that in mind, that it's not easy. It's a lot of hard work, and you guys have to work hard, because the harder you work, the quicker you learn. So obviously if you guys wants to clear your IELTS test in first attempt, then you guys have to work hard. There's no shortcuts, or there's no short method. So I'll obviously in my next few videos I'll bring you more material and more tips regarding speaking as well, and I'll bring you recordings of my live class as well, like of my students, so which might help you a little bit, like which might gives you a few more ideas. And also like some students do struggle with the ideas, like lack of ideas as well in their answers. So just like try to read a newspaper every day. That's how you guys can get more ideas about stuff, about life. So just try to read, try to watch news. That's how you guys can obviously like have more ideas about life. Because IELTS is, let's be honest, like especially section 1 introduction is pretty much all about your life. So like your hometown, like colors, favorite food, favorite car, where you like to go to holidays. So all these questions are all about your life pretty much. So you shouldn't have any problem about answering them, as long as obviously if your speaking is good enough. I can guarantee you, I can like bet you that right now that you will score really high bands in English in your IELTS test. Because if your speaking is good enough, your listening's going to be really good as well as your writing, and obviously and your reading as well. So all you have to do is improve your speaking skills, get that flow, get that vocabulary going on, and then get that also grammar sorted out as well. And then trust me, like you'll start seeing the results within 2-3 weeks, or at least 2-3 weeks. But if you're a beginner, then it might take a little bit longer. So it completely depends on your level as well, like where you at when you start practicing all these methods. And one last thing I want to say is that also in order to you to improve your grammar and improve your vocabulary, so you guys can also record yourself on your phone. So let's say if you're doing cue card at home, yeah, so you guys can just like record yourself, and then once you're done, then you can listen back to that recording, and then obviously try to figure out your mistakes, and then learn from your mistakes. Don't repeat it again. So that's a really good method to find out your mistakes. Anything you're doing, like even if you're talking to yourself, just record yourself. It's easy as. Everyone has phones these days, let's be honest. So use that technology for your benefit. So IELTS is not rocket science. As we have to like work really hard in +1, +2, we have to work really hard. If we're doing any engineering, we have to work hard. If we're doing any other diploma or degree, we have to work hard. IELTS is same like them too. So IELTS is same like those courses as well. You just have to work hard. It requires time. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. You just have to practice, believe in yourself, have the self-confidence, have the self-awareness, get to know yourself better, don't repeat your mistakes. And obviously I will definitely I promise you guys that if you keep watching my videos, then I'll keep bringing more material. Like, please just subscribe my channel so you won't miss any videos, upcoming videos